Driving results in business these days takes something special. It's a combination of the right info and the right energy. Pam Moore has both and is here to help you avoid the pitfalls and guide your business and life by leveraging and integrating social media, powerful branding, and digital marketing. Welcome to Social Zoom Factor. Now it's time to live life zoomed.
Do you want to humanize your brand and create memorable customer experiences that inspire your audiences to scream about it from a social mountaintop? The Marketing Nuts helps companies humanize their brand and transform their social business from the inside out. Visit their website at www.themarketingnutswithaz.com for a client list and some amazing free resources to get you started down the path of success. Hey there, Zoomers, and welcome to Social Zoom Factor. This is your host, Pam Moore. All right, today we are going to be talking about 3 of the primary fears that senior executives, CEOs, leadership has when it comes to adopting and integrating new media, digital marketing, social marketing, content marketing, videos, whatever it may be, into their business. Maybe you are in a new role, or maybe you've been in your role for a long time, but your primary responsibility or one of your key responsibilities is to make sure that you are staying on the cutting edge of digital and social world that we live in today. So you may have a job specifically tasked with adopting these new technologies and best practices. However, you may be finding that you also are getting pushback internally for the same job and deliverables and responsibilities that you were actually hired to do. Or it could be you've been inside your organization for a long time and now you're tasked with doing these things and you're not getting the buy-in that you need, maybe even from the leader who assigned these tasks to you and chartered you with this. It could be you have a big goal on your annual review this year that you need to get these things done. So whether you are brand new in your company, whether you're inside of a small organization or a large organization, this episode today is going to help you understand why you may be experiencing the pushback, why you're not getting your budget approved, why you're not getting the support that you need to be successful. So in order to understand this, what we need to do, we need to get in the head of our executives, of our leaders, of our stakeholders. And I'll tell you, we have worked with so many different companies, big and small, and we do a lot of consulting and education and coaching, and we help organizations of all sizes adopt new media. We help them integrate it into their business. And so if you are experiencing these challenges, I know what that dead stare looks like. I know if you are trying to get these budgets approved and you are presenting your programs and the details of your programs to your executives, and they look like they're scared to death. You get that dead stare and you're like, maybe I'm not saying this correctly. And you keep trying to communicate it with them, maybe in a little bit different way. You spin it a little bit differently. You present it to them differently. You use different words, maybe more visuals, maybe you incorporate video, more data. But it seems that no matter what you're doing, it's not working. And the reason is because you're not getting to the root of the reason that you're getting that dead stare. What is the reason they're not supporting your program? It is likely far more than budget and resources. It's more than them just giving you, that number you're looking for approval to fund your program. There is much more to this, and that's exactly what we're going to talk through today. So the first thing you need to know is where your executive's head is and where your entire organization is in regard to mindset of adoption of these new media and technologies. Because maybe you were hired into a new role or you took on a new role within the same company you've been working at. Just because they hired you or put you in this new role, it does not mean that the organization is ready. Okay, so the organization, needs to be ready in more ways than just selecting new technologies and implementing new technologies. New media today, social and digital marketing, impacts people. It is a human communication. It is a medium for how we communicate. So today, my goal is that I help you understand how to get in the head of your executives and how to be able to take those first steps in understanding those fears so that you can eventually help them overcome those fears. Because until you help them overcome these top fears, they're never going to feel comfortable supporting your program. Okay. And the number one fear that they are experiencing is the fear of the unknown. Now, when it comes to the fear of the unknown, think about a time in your life where you have had a fear of something happening to you and you were unaware and just racking your brain trying to figure out what could possibly happen. It's that fear of the unknown. The fear of the unknown will keep you up at night, and you honestly may worry more about what could happen because you don't understand the potential risks. And when the fear of the unknown gets into the brain of your executive in regard to technology and social and digital, I'm telling you, that's keeping them up at night. And that's part of why you're getting that dead stare, because they're scared to death. And those fears could include fear of technology. Maybe they don't understand fully the technology. Maybe they're concerned and they worry about the impact this could have on the existing technology they've already invested in? Or how is this going to integrate with the existing technology they have? How will this integrate with the website they just spent a whole lot of money on, or the videos that they did, or whatever digital platforms that you've already implemented, measurement systems. Maybe you have technology that's integrated into your HR and your sales and your processes. So what are the impacts that this may have to processes, to return on investment? Will there ever be an ROI? What is the impact on your team and the resources and the budget? What are the personal investments that they are going to need to make and the risks that are associated with those? And the list goes on. And now listen up, because here is the thing. You may even be in a director role or an executive director role or a VP role, depending on the size of your company. And you may feel that your executives should feel 100% confident in talking to you about their fears. You're thinking, why are you giving me that dead stare? Why don't you just tell me what your fear is so that I can help you? And I can tell you, after our agency Marketing Nuts, we have consulted with hundreds of clients and executives and helped them overcome these fears. I know you aren't going to want to hear what I'm getting ready to tell you, but your executive may not want to talk to you about their fear because they are leading you and they are leading their entire organization or team. And so for them to come to you and tell you, Pam, I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to online marketing. I don't know what it means for us to implement digital and social into our business. I don't even know where to start. I don't know what Twitter is. I don't even know the log on to my LinkedIn profile. I mean, I don't know the questions that they have, but they may feel silly in communicating those with you. So you need to make sure you get a pulse on your executives and that comfortability that they have in communicating these fears with you immediately. And do not be afraid to bring in a third party that's very agile, a company or a consultant, somebody that can come in and have those conversations. Because I can tell you, I have had many, hundreds of one-on-one conversations with executives and leaders and board of director members, helping them overcome these fears in confidence, in private, one-on-one conversations, or with a small team where it's conversations and topics that they don't feel comfortable with talking about it to some of their direct reports. So one of the key priorities for you is that you create a safe environment. And whether that be you or whether that be bringing in a third party, you need a safe environment to make sure that these very important conversations and discussions are happening and that they can admit that they have these fears, because admitting to others that they have fears associated with these things just may be something that is simply not in their DNA. And that's why you have to stomp that fear of the unknown as quickly as you possibly can. You don't want your executives staying up at night worrying about your digital programs and social programs and branding programs when that's what you were hired to do. You want them to go to bed at night and think, wow, Pam has this under control. She is rocking results. I know this is in good hands. And until you overcome that fear of the unknown, you're never going to get there. And, when it comes to executives, they're usually really good at managing risk. And when they see a risk, they like to stomp it, right? I spent 7.5 years at one company, Sun Microsystems, which is now Oracle, working on risk-related services. So I speak this language. I know what executives think when it comes to managing risk. And I used to help manage risk in the data center for a lot of large companies with process and hardware and software. Same thing goes for digital and social. There's risk associated. I don't care how you look at it, how much you may know about digital and social, there is risk associated. And so when an executive doesn't understand and they have a fear of the unknown, and they see that risk as unknown and they don't have anybody that they can talk to about it, that's why you're getting that dead look. And that's why they're just looking at you saying, no, can't do it. Too busy right now. Go back to the drawing board. They're just putting you off. So if you just landed in a new job and you are tasked with a large program, you have to get past this as quickly as you can, or your job and your career is at risk. It really is. So if you get past it, then your career can really go to the next level. But you have to stomp the fear of the unknown as quickly as you possibly can. So number 2 fear that they have is reputation. And this is just they don't understand the impact that the new media can have on their brand, on their personal and their business reputation. So they don't understand what are the benefits associated. And when they don't understand the benefits, then they don't understand the positive, and all they do is worry about the negative impact that is also going to happen to their reputation. And this is where many times marketing leaders that are tasked with these types of programs will get a little bit too salesy, where you're like, if I can just show them the benefit, then everything will be okay. But that's why you have to conquer, the fear of the unknown first. You have to put out there, what are those risks associated? They may not understand the big benefits they have around brand awareness and, sales relationship building and getting their employees on digital and social media. People trust employees far more than they trust a press release or a scripted message that's coming from the CEO that the marketing department wrote. So you need to put some data in front of your management of the benefits to your reputation, right? And not just say, well, we have to do this because everybody else is doing this, but instead empower them as quickly as you can to lead the team and managing those risks and stomping their fears and getting the mindset right so that they can be leading with you and educating the entire organization. Because likely there are a lot of other leaders in your organization that have a fear of the reputation damage. And so you want to make sure that your employees are living your brand promise and that everybody is comfortable in what you're doing and how you are adopting these new technologies, because you really want to do a crawl, walk, run, and you want to slow down to speed up. And so many different leaders that we work with, the first thing they want to know is how quickly can we get there? When am I going to see this positive ROI? And what you want to do is manage those expectations. And you need to, if you are promising that you are going to go super fast and get there as fast as you can, that is a higher risk, although it may feel better because you're going to tell the executive, don't worry, we're going to get there fast. That may actually be what is freaking out your executive because they're saying, whoa, we need to slow down because I don't even know what this stuff is. I have a lot of fears that I feel uncomfortable talking about to you. And so I would rather us do a methodical plan. And never have we implemented a 60 to 90 day plan with a team where an executive did not ask us at the end of 60 to 90 days to go faster. Okay, so if you start slow and you write down those milestones and you know what that success looks like, that is where you are going to see success because you are helping managing that risk. You're helping managing that reputation. And so that executive feels comfortable that there is far more benefit to them than there is risk because you are taking a methodical approach of how you are implementing and leveraging these new technologies. So as much as you may want to go super fast when it comes to these discussions, I'm telling you, slowing down to speed up is what's going to get you there faster. Now, number 3 is associated with this. So the number 3 fear is return on investment. And many executives fear, am I ever going to see a return on investment? Am I ever going to see a sustainable return on my investment? And there has not been a company that we have worked with to date since we launched our agency where an executive did not say, Pam, when am I going to see the money? You know, it's the show me the money, honey. I have seen many companies and people get promoted and have huge success in implementing programs. And on the flip side, I've seen some people lose their jobs, get fired, get demoted. And I'll tell you what, it all comes down to setting the proper expectations. So like I said, in fear number 2 with reputation, same thing goes with ROI. You have to set proper expectations. And I know once you've been trying to get your budget and your program approved for months, I've seen so many marketers where they just start throwing everything out there. Well, we can do this and we can do this and we can do this. And, we'll be there in 3 months. We'll have great brand awareness and increased sales and lead generation and decreased sales cycle. We'll get there in 3 months, but you're not promising reality. The goals that you are setting have to be realistic. And it is critical that you define clearly what does success look like? What does ROI look like for your organization? What are the qualitative goals? What are the quantitative goals? How are you aligning social and digital and content marketing to your business goals? Don't promise too much. We don't want to focus on that big, boiling the huge ocean out there on our first day out the gate. Instead, let's focus on the backyard or the neighborhood lake or pond where you can have some major quick wins that grab the attention of your leadership. So defining what that success looks like is going to help you earn trust. It's going to help you earn the support that you need. And you need to have those measurable milestones up front so that they see that you're doing what you promise you're going to do and that you are looking at not just short-term goals and objectives, but that you are building a sustainable program. And a sustainable program does not happen overnight. If you are promising a super fast ROI that is happening immediately versus a sustainable ROI, I'm telling you, you're going to fail because your ROI is not going to come overnight when it comes to these new technologies. It takes time to implement and understand and to find your tone and your rhythm and how you publish content and how you communicate with community, how you build community. These things all take time. How you integrate it into your existing technologies, how you generate leads, how you educate your sales. So instead of focusing on being everything to everybody because you're trying to get the highest ROI possible to get your program approved, Instead, hyper focus on maybe the top 1 to 2 goals. Where can digital and new media and social media have the highest impact on your business? Is it on brand awareness? Maybe you're a new company, or maybe you are launching a new program or product or service that you could get some quick brand awareness with. Maybe you could do an influencer program and work with some micro influencers that won't cost you a whole lot of money. Or maybe, you could do some paid media. Maybe you want to focus on decreasing the sales cycle, the time that it takes to close deals. That's a great way to leverage social. Get your sales team on board and get them on LinkedIn if you're in the B2B market, and help them establish relationships and earn trust and provide good content out there. Maybe you're wanting to improve customer satisfaction. How can you better serve your customers because they're trying to talk to you online and you're not there to answer their questions and help guide them and build those relationships? Maybe you're wanting to hire new talented staff. Maybe your HR department is struggling with attracting the right people, and you need to get people out there. You just wish your HR team is saying, I just wish people understand how cool we are. I can't tell you how many times we've heard that from HR departments. If they knew what we were like, they would want to work with us. So it could be you want to get it out there. Could be you want to improve your reputation. So I don't know what your goals are, but you do. Your executive does. And if you are inside of a company that maybe you're in a role where you just moved into this role and you don't know what the company goals are, you cannot be afraid to ask. You need to go have that conversation and say, Mr., Mrs. Executive, what does success look like? What are the big goals you have for this year? If you don't have goals already documented within your organization, then you are not doing anything wrong by asking. You're doing what you should be doing. And your executive and your stakeholders are going to love you for asking those questions. You may end up the hero where you are guiding those conversations that maybe a lot of other people wish had been happening a long time ago as well. So don't be afraid to lead. Don't be afraid to stomp fears that people have, and take these 3 fears into consideration the next time that you get that dead stare. So to summarize, it was the fear of the unknown. What could happen that I'm not understanding? Fear of the unknown with technology, fear of the unknown with impact on people. Second was reputation. So not understanding the benefits as well as the risks associated with our reputation, our brand reputation, our personal reputations. And then third is the return on investment. How quickly is that going to come? Will I ever achieve a return on investment? And it is up to you to make sure you attack and manage all 3 of these fears. And I promise you, if you focus on these 3 fears as a start, of course there's more, but these are 3 of the top fears, you will get some movement on your program. So I encourage you, if you still feel like, I just need more help, I don't know what to do, I'm feeling really at risk in my job and within my company, or I wish I could just get my management on board, do not hesitate to reach out to us. Go to our website at themarketingnutswithaz.com, and we would love to come in and do an audit, take a look at what you're doing, facilitate those needed conversations that you need to have internally, maybe with your leadership team, your stakeholders, your board of directors, and helping you get your program approved and moving forward in the right direction, and really with the focus on empowering you to get where you need to go to achieve your goal. The way that we work, we come in and our goal is that we empower you and we're able to then leave you on your own so you can succeed. We don't need to be in there forever. We have a lot of CMO to go programs where we can check in as we need to and help you with things such as branding and communication and setting up these platforms and help you get where you need to be. Make those right investment decisions. So I encourage you to check us out. We'd love to help you. And I wish you the best of success. I know these things are not always that easy. And it's not as if you can go just do a Google search and find the answers to the challenges you're having getting your program approved, because you're dealing with people, you're dealing with human fears, and you're dealing with people that need to have buy-in to something that touches them personally. And so my best advice is that you just respect that and you help them get to that next level and do the work that you need to do to organize your program so you can address those fears. So that's a wrap. I wish you the best of success. Thank you very much.
If you're ready to zoom your business and zoom your life, then don't let the end of this episode be the end of your journey. Visit socialzoomfactor.com/Zoom for incredible free resources and guides. And be sure to join the Social Zoom Factor mailing list so you never miss an episode. We'll see you next time on Social Zoom Factor.